Welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Tim Weigel, grape and hop IPM specialist with the New York State IPM program and also the team leader with the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. Today we're going to start a series on implementing and developing an IPM program for your vineyard. And with the first week of December here, cold temperatures, snowfall, a lot of people are looking at doing things inside at least for part of the day to warm up. And, when I think of this time of year, I think of record keeping. Information is really a foundation of IPM, Integrated Pest Management. You need to have the information available to you to know when things went right, when things went wrong, and why they did it. So, this is also a good time of year to look back. It still should be fairly fresh in your mind of what went right and also some of the challenges that you faced as far as your pest management practices in the 2018 season. So, the thing to do would be to gather up all your information, and a lot of times it's just a collection of papers. Try and pull them all into one spot, go out to your pickup, pull the little pieces of papers, the scraps, the envelopes that you wrote your spray records on or your scouting records, bring them into one place and try and get a little order to it. One of the things that I would suggest that you start with is to get a map of your vineyard operation. And if you're a member of the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program out in the Lake Erie region, you can stop into our office at Clairol in Portland, New York, and we'll make a map for you. If you're not a member, we will also do it for you, but for a slight fee. And just a hint, usually that slight fee is right around what it would cost you to be a member of the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. So encourage you to join, because again, information is key, and you're going to get a lot of information by joining the program. So you can see a lot will look at their vineyard operation as one large operation. They might have a lot of different blocks like in this map, but they say at the end of the year, I had this many tons per acre, I sprayed everything this way and it's on this date. I would encourage you to get a map of your vineyard operation, break it into blocks, and start keeping your records by block. So what do you need? You're going to want to get your scouting records. So that's where you pull your envelopes, your little Post-it notes. If you're good and you have somebody working for you like I do that makes little scouting sheets for you, you'll have your scouting sheets that you can have in front of you. You'll want to also get weather and pest model information, and a great place to get that is the Network for Environment and Weather Applications, or NEWA. Most of you that have worked with me in the past are very familiar with NEWA, talk about it a lot. Great thing about NEWA is that it's going to allow you to go back and get historical information on both weather and the pest model information. So weather, you can look at either daily summaries for temperature, leaf wetness, relative humidity, rainfall, or you can look at the hourly information so you can see how that goes. With the pest model information, you can go back and look at that. Degree days, you can look at that. And a great thing about NEWA is that not only can you look at this year's data, and you can go back and look at data from the day that that weather machine was set up. I'm happy to announce that we're getting more units put into the Lake Erie region thanks to funding by National Grape Cooperative, Constellation, Walker's Fruit Basket, and New York Wine and Grape Foundation. We're able to increase the number of stations that we have, so we'll have better coverage. Hopefully everybody will be able to get a pretty good sense of what's going on in your vineyards. 2018 was kind of a strange weather year. We had some things that were going a little wonky. So it's really important to not only get your weather records, get your spray records, track grape. If you don't have a way to keep good spray records, Juliet Carroll, who is the fruit IPM coordinator at the New York State IPM program, developed Track Grape, and that's just a electronic program that helps you keep your spray records and then turn it into forms that can be used to turn into your processors at the end of the year. Also a really nice way of having it all in one place when you go to look at it. So looking at your scouting records, your spray records, and then the weather and the pest model, you should be able to look at that and determine if something went wrong, why it went wrong, or to say, hey, everything worked really well. Let's look at what we did last year and try and build on that in the coming year. So if you have any questions or comments about this podcast, or you have suggestions for future podcasts, please put it in the comment sections below.